Carlos. I'm listening.
Hey, Carlos, do you recognize me?
No, I don't recognize you, and I hate playing guessing games. Who is this? What do you want? Speak up or get lost.
After all these years, you've forgotten me? It's me! Your buddy, Ed.
What? That's bull. Ed's dead.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I am Ed, or maybe I'm just your average Joe, who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So, what does average Joe want, who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time?
I don't know. I thought maybe we could meet somewhere and come to some arrangement.
Where and when?
Metropolis Central Bank in 15 minutes.
I'll be there.
One last thing. Don't bother packing heat when you go in the bank. You'll never get past the door.
You think I'm a moron or something? I know the central bank. I don't even have a paperclip in my pocket.
See all those cards? See the two number wheels? Can you see the words just below that don't mean a thing? Right, buddy, that's what you call a puzzle. The principle's straightforward. The puzzle refers to a card or combination of cards. For example, the answer to the riddle might be the sum of the numbers shown on the cards. Your turn to start thinking. "17 plus stars. 17. That's basically a card's number. A card with stars on it. Five is the caretaker. Card number 5 represents the Pope. So the Pope's the caretaker of what building? I see. Nice metaphor. Illuminate the 21. Car 21 represents the world. Eagles. Maybe you've got to find the eagles hidden in these cards. I can see 3.
This bullet reminds me of something. Could swear I've seen one like this before. But where?
So the little weasel's back. So you've chosen to die. Just like that, you thought, hey, I'll go get my ass killed.
Carlos, my Carly, my dear Carlito. You're getting yourself all worked up. Relax, man.
That proves it. You really are a moron. That's just too bad.
Hey, Carlito. What are you gonna do with that big mouth of yours? Make me laugh to death? I don't mean to cut you off when you're on a roll, but I got my piece in my left pocket and yours in my right pocket.
Well done. But you're gonna need eyes in the back of your head. Who knows, one day you might end up with those cojones of yours shoved down your throat and a bullet in your sorry ass.
Okay, I hear you.
All right, I'm listening. Make it snappy.
Let's talk about your escape. They're saying in the papers that you had help from someone in black wearing a mask. Who was it? An accomplice?
No way. No idea who it was.
Come on. You must have seen his face.
Nah, she never took her mask off.
She?
You can forget a lot of things when you're doing time, but you never forget a woman's figure.
Why did she break you out of the hole? Springing someone from Metropolis Prison isn't a walk in the park. She must have had a reason.
Sure, but I don't know.
So she got you out, you took a boat, and you got across town through the sewers.
That's right.
Then she left you in good company.
Very good company.
What time did this mysterious stranger drop you off at your host's place?
5 p.m., give or take, something like that.
So that's where you spent the rest of the evening?
You got it in one.
Nice try. That could have been a good alibi. Unfortunately for you, you were seen leaving her place late afternoon.
You're sharp, man. As they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I heard they sent you down because you and your gang were involved in a string of holdups.
Yeah, it's yesterday's news, man. What papers you been reading?
The police had so much evidence against you that the judge handed down the maximum sentence.
That's funny. I forgot that one.
There were 4 of you, but only 3 went in the slammer. Ed Lexter was never convicted.
Of course there were 4 of us. Of course Ed Lexter was part of the gang. But he ratted us out.
So, you've been pissed at Ed all these years?
Pissed enough to kill him? Is that your question?
Yeah, pissed enough to kill him. That's my question.
Yeah, mad enough to kill him. Surprised?
Not really.
But hey, Carlos has got a big heart. Carlos forgives. And Carlos ended up forgetting.
Well, that's what we're gonna try to find out.
Come on. You get your kicks for making people's lives hell? No, it's more than that with you. It's a full-time job. Your idea of heaven. If you got nothing to...
Ringo, did you know that the prisoner's clothes you're hiding belong to someone who broke out of prison? Where'd you find them?
An escaped inmate? In your dreams, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the prison escape. Take a look at this.
Ah, goddamn cop. How did you find me? I knew I had to keep on the move. 3 weeks I've been hiding here in this dump. Since I broke out, I've had all the cops in Metropolis on my tail.
Ringo?
Shit! You should have seen the breakout. It was like something from the movies, bud. Shit was going down everywhere. Had ourselves a real gunfight. Dead bodies everywhere. Woo!
Ringo?
Ringo, what? Here I am telling you some crazy shit. The least you can do is listen.
The escape was yesterday, not 3 weeks ago. It's in the paper.
Yeah? Oh, all right. Okay! What was the question again?
Between you and me, you don't really look like the guy in the photo. So tell me, where'd you find the clothes?
Bro, hey, bro, try using that head of yours. Where do you think someone like me is gonna find this kind of stuff?
Bought the mail order. Found them in a trash can. Stole them from the owner. In other words, the escapee. Knitted them yourself. Stole them from prison.
I didn't steal nothing, bro. I'm a bum. And what do bums do? We go through the trash cans. Follow me?
Huh. And what trash can did you find them in?
Up there by the end of the bridge, there's a building where the caretaker's nice to me. Now and again, she lets me go through the trash.
Thanks, Ringo.
You? Well, for sure it's you. Who else could it be? Let me guess, you've forgotten the code again. You're just like me, you know. It goes in one ear and out the other. But see, I got a trick for remembering this type of thing. It's one of those memory techniques people go on about. You know, that's how I remember the birthday dates of my grandkids. Have I already told you about my grandkids? They're so cute, you know, apart from that little monster, Don, the oldest of the two brothers. He's barely 7. He's gonna be a real handful. Luckily for his parents, his brother Sid, who's 3 years younger, is not so wild. I wouldn't go so far as saying he's an angel, but he does obey you. My favorite one, you know, is Allie. She's just celebrated her birthday. A wonderful kid, that one. I'll never forget what she said to me last year on her 8th birthday. You're the best grandma in the whole wide world. Oh, and then there's Betty, who's older than Sid by 1 year. She's very reserved, but a nice kid. Anyway, listening to me rambling on. I can hear the kettle. I'd best be off, Ringo. Have a nice day. Ringo, is that you? Well, for sure it's you. Who else could it be? Let me guess, you forgot the code again. You're just like me, you know. It goes in one ear and out the other. But see, I got a trick for remembering this type of thing. It's one of those memory techniques. Have I already told you about my grandkids? They're so cute, you know, apart from that little monster Don, the oldest of the two brothers. He's barely 7. He's gonna be a real handful. Luckily for his parents, his brother Sid, who's 3 years younger, is not so wild. I wouldn't go so far as saying he's an angel, but he does obey you. My favorite one, you know, is Allie. She's just celebrated her birthday. A wonderful kid, that one. I'll never forget what she said to me last year on her 8th.
The caretaker uses memory techniques to remember codes. I bet the code has got something to do with the caretaker's grandchildren. She's got 4. The ages of the 4 kids must match the 4 numbers of the code. But in what order? In order of preference? In listing order? In alphabetical order?
This scrap of paper is small, but it's full of information. It looks like the first part of the plan is to recover and then drop off a package. That's right. Then the person had to go home and get changed. That's it. Finally, the show was due to come to an end on the bridge at 7 p.m. This message didn't wind up here by chance. It must have been in the pocket of the prisoner's clothes. Of course. So, we can easily deduce that these notes belong to... the killer. I'd bet my life on it. There's something I just can't get my head around. How did the killer know that Ed would be on this bridge at exactly this time? You said it was some girl that brought him here. What can you tell me about her?
Well, she was dressed in black from head to toe with a scarf across her face, like she was saying, I'm from around here, but I don't want to be recognized.
So, you didn't see her face?
Yeah, I did, but just a little. Her scarf came undone, and when she was trying to put it back on, I caught a little glimpse of her face.
Did the guy see your face?
No, he was busy getting changed. He'd stripped off so he had his back to us.
Okay, do you think you could identify the girl?
Yeah, I think so. She had long red hair brushed away from her forehead. Yeah, she had quite a hard stare with these straight eyebrows, a long, thin nose, and, well, a mouth that never smiled. Yeah, and she had these dimples.
Let's try putting the face together.
That's it. That is her.
Teresa. So that's our mysterious stranger dressed in black. Did she say anything to you when she left? Like where she might be going, or what she was gonna do with the prisoner's clothes?
Nah, nothing.
You haven't seen her or had any contact with her since?
Yeah, actually, yes. When Ed's friend left here, I tried to call him to warn him. I tried calling for 20 minutes. I only got an answer around 6 p.m.
I guess Ed wasn't on the other end.
That's right. It was that girl, the redhead, the one you called Teresa.
How'd she react to the news?
Pretty bad. She called me a bitch before she hung up on me.
Sonia, the call girl whose ad I found on your desk, formally identified you. She said you dropped Carlos off at her apartment yesterday around 5 p.m. If that's true, it proves that you helped Carlos escape.
Like you said, if and only if your hooker's telling the truth. Even so, do you think a big boy like Carlos needs somebody to get out of prison?
I don't know Carlos well enough to say whether he's capable of breaking prison alone. One thing's for sure, he had an accomplice. This proves that
I admit, he wasn't alone. What if this Sonia lied? What if she were the accomplice?
No, that doesn't make sense. Carlos was positive. The person in black and Sonia are two different people.
If you say so. Well, that's reassuring, Detective. You're definitely on the right track. Who would doubt for a second the statement of a hoe who spreads her legs for a living and a dangerous felon on the run? You got me there, I confess. Breaking psychopaths out of jail is a hobby, you know? That's how I get my kicks. That's how I try to liven up the long, boring winter evenings. Well, that theory's more plausible than saying that those two were accomplices or even lovers. I mean, it's pretty far-fetched to think that the joke was on you, that they were taking you for a ride. It's just as unlikely thinking they were behind Ed's murder and are trying to frame me for a prison break where I had absolutely nothing to gain. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. P.I., but is your investigation going around in circles?
Yesterday, when you left Sonia, you went to Ed's place. You stood in his doorway and you emptied your gun.
Interesting. But your theory won't stand up. You need proof.
Well, I've got ballistics evidence. Just need to compare this
and
with this.
What? How did bullets from my gun wind up in Ed's apartment? I don't get it.
I can even tell you it was exactly 7 p.m. I realized when I saw this.
The ABC of being a good detective. You know your job.
So, you went to Ed's apartment at exactly 7 p.m., armed with the intention of killing him. Now that's a fact. But that doesn't prove you killed him.
What? Well...
What do you mean? It's the wife who killed him? Not Montoya? You're gonna have to explain that one. It's simple. Ed Lexter's on everybody's hit list. Half of Metropolis wants his head on their mantelpiece. If it's not for outstanding debts or scams, it's for shady, crooked deals. He's got no choice but to disappear. If he skips town, one day or another he'll be found. But if he dies, he'll be scot-free. Apparently he took choice number 2, to die. Or rather, make Metropolis believe he's dead. You mean he wanted to fake his own murder? Exactly. But in order to do it, he's got to have a murderer. That's where Carlos comes in. For years, he'd been telling anyone who'd listen that once he got out of prison, he'd snuff Lexter. Carlos was the perfect fall guy. So Teresa helped him escape just so she and Ed could set him up? Yep, the plan was simple. Spring Carlos from jail, then keep him distracted long enough to fake the murder right in front of a surveillance camera. Ed Lexter would play the victim, and Teresa would play Carlos, the homicidal escapee. Teresa would shoot at Ed with blanks, and Ed would fall into the canal, then swim, get out 100 yards away, and then it's bye-bye Metropolis. All the so-called widow would have to do is wait a few months, then meet up with her husband in a safe place. No way! You mean Lexter is not really dead? No, of course he's dead. The evidence leads us to believe that at the last minute, Teresa decided to use real bullets. Believe me, she had her reasons. You'll know when you find the body.
And now, dear listeners, here's an exclusive chance to hear what Officer Robert had to say when he was interviewed yesterday morning. You won't find a better example of the bravery and selfless attitude of our dear police department. Hello, Officer Robert, or should I call you Inspector Robert?
Hey, what'd you expect? It was a piece of cake for a born investigator like me.
Don't be so modest. You've just solved your 5th case in less than 2 weeks. People started calling you Super Robert.
The city's perps had better watch out, because Super Robert is here.
The word on the street is that the godfather of godfathers, Uncle Teddy himself, has put a price on your head. What do you think about that?
Uncle Teddy? I don't believe it.
What's up? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's only a rumor. You're not scared, are you?
Scared? You idiot. Do you have any idea who Uncle Teddy is? Every psychopathic hitman in this city is on his payroll. What can I say? He's their idol, their master, their god. I'm a dead man.
Come on, chill. All you've got to do is use those investigative skills of yours and flush him out before his henchmen put you 6 feet under. You're Super Robert, remember?
I'm not up to the job. I wasn't the one who cracked all those cases. It's that ambitious young P.I. Red Johnson is his name. He's the one they ought to whack, not me.
What? What did you say?
Red Johnson. Tell that to Uncle Teddy. Red Johnson!
Yeah, I think he's got the message.
He's called Red Johnson. R-E-D, then J-O-H-S-O-N.
That's the end of the interview. It gets funnier each time I play. And now the weather. After some light showers, then we experience. That's what they call bad publicity.
You always come in without knocking?
I've come to repay my debt.
Your debt?
I owe you for getting me off the ED murder. Even I was convinced it was me.
Owe me how?
A word of warning. Uncle Teddy is offering $150,000 to see you dead.
$150,000? That's quite a price.
That's why the city's gangsters are so loyal to him. He's the main man. Doing Uncle Teddy a favor is like hitting the jackpot.
Does he really think I'm that dangerous?
Hey, Metropolis isn't exactly overrunning with good detectives. Uncle Teddy has seen to that personally. Your mentor, Roland James, found out the hard way, didn't he? Uncle Teddy is so successful because he's faceless. A young man of your talents could bring him down. You could say he's directly tied to half the crimes in this city.
He's managed to keep a low profile so far. He must have overestimated me.
That don't change the fact he wants your head on a platter. What are you gonna do, detective?
Don't they say that when Uncle Teddy signs your death warrant, you'd better get out of the country?
Thinking of taking a trip abroad?
No. I've got another idea.
This I've got to hear.
All the perps in this city imagine him to be some homicidal macho gangster like he's made out of rock or something. But nobody's ever seen him. The way I see it, he's a jerk with issues. A jerk on a power trip. He uses his immense wealth to terrorize Metropolis. He's spending that money of his to write his own legend. If I could just get my hands on him, I'd prove to everyone that this much-admired gangster is nothing more than Daddy's little boy. A mouse who thinks he's a pit bull. A boy who wants to be a gangster. Then he'll rot in some jail cell, using his last few dollars to stop other prisoners from getting too friendly in the showers. That's my solution.
Red, I've got to say I admire you. Nobody talks about Uncle Teddy the way you do. You got balls, man.
And I don't think you came all this way to tell me something I could have figured out myself. Carlos, you're not the sort of man to let $150,000 slip through his fingers.